DMs at Ben and Kelly Show. You can always shoot us a message. We got this from Dan.
Yeah, Dan's kind of finding himself in a pickle. He says, hey, guys, I'll keep it short. My good friend is engaged to be married, but I'm in a terrible situation because I know that this guy is still messing around with other women. Apparently, the girl he's engaged to is waiting for marriage, which is fine to my friend because he's out with all these other women. I know this is wrong, but I'm not that close to his fiance, and I just want to know if I should get involved or tell her what's going on. Thanks for any advice.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's just dirty.
Oh.
That's, and you know, it's like his quote friend. It's like, yeah, you want to wait for marriage? Okay.
Great.
Sure.
All right. I have some other plans.
I won't, but okay.
Uh-huh. That's great. All right.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I think, yes, you probably should.
Do we say something to her, or do we, like, lay it down with the friend and say, stop doing that, or I'm going to tell?
So here's my thing, because I was thinking that, too. I'm like, well, maybe you go to the friend first, and you say, hey, not cool what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with that.
She deserves better. You need to cut it out. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I will. And then he never does. Or, you know, it's like, I think you got to say something, right?
Well, but I think he's just really conflicted because he doesn't know the fiance very well.
I know, and there are so many people that are like, you know what, don't worry about it. It's going to work itself out. And still, though, you don't want to have that on your conscience of them, like, getting actually married. And then,
exactly, because breaking up with him is going to be a lot easier before you get married.
Mm-hmm.
And then if she, you know, what if however long it takes down the road for her to discover what type of person he is, what if they have kids?
Well,
all the things.
Who's to say it's going to stop once they get married?
Right. Yeah. Clearly, he doesn't seem to feel a very big boundary.
Right.
Even though they are committed to spending a life together, they're planning on getting married, should not be seeing anybody else at this point. And I'm guessing, yeah, she probably has no idea. Especially if she is saying, no, we need to wait before we get, you know, consummate the relationship until after we get married. Pretty certain she's not still out, you know, dating other people too. So this is probably going to be devastating to her.
Well, yeah. And so that's why I'm thinking you either have to get to know, I don't know how soon this wedding is.
Yeah, it didn't indicate.
But you know, maybe try to get to know her and, you know, get at least comfortable enough with her to where you can be like, hey, so about your fiance, I know him pretty well, and this is what I know. Here's the information. You do with it what you want. But again, there are so many people that are like, just let it play out because he's going to get caught eventually. But I don't think, like, I don't want her to go through that.
I know. Especially if they go ahead and go through with the wedding. I feel like we need to nip it in the bud. She needs to find out before they get married. But do we try to give the fiance, you know, go to him first and say, listen, you've got to stop.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to go tell her and see how he reacts. And then if he is just like, yeah, okay. Doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Kelly and I both have a way to approach that. And both of us at least are saying something has to be said. You can't just sit on this information and do nothing. All right.
Yeah. Especially if he's got firsthand knowledge. If it's just a rumor and he doesn't have proof or doesn't completely know for sure.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But if he absolutely knows for sure this is happening, then yeah, he's got to, I think you first go to the fiance and say, shut it down. Shut it down right now or I'm going to tell her. Yep. And then, you know, that will hopefully get him to straighten up his act or, you know, show his true colors. And then you go straight to the fiance and say, listen, I tried to ward this off of you, tried to go to him, didn't work.
All right, that's what we said. Are we wrong? Are we misguided? Do you have a thought? Do you have experience with this that would say otherwise? 502-795-1997. As we dive into the DMs. Keep this brief. Dan's good friend engaged. He knows this guy still messing around with other women behind his fiance's back. He knows it's wrong, but he's not that close to the fiance. Should he tell? Well, again, not too much further to go on this, just because I think everybody's in agreement. There are a couple of people that are like, no, don't tell. You're going to lose a friend forever. But it's like, with friends like that, who needs enemies, right?
Exactly. That's my thought. It's like, how big of a loss would that be?
Chris says, we have an obligation as decent human beings to not just sit back and watch others get hurt. 2 choices. 1, give him an ultimatum to handle it himself, or 2, go straight to her. And that's kind of sums up exactly what Kelly and I said. So good thought on that. Good luck, Dan, and do the right thing. All right?
Goodness gracious.
Do the right thing.
And then let us know how that goes.